So the first trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming came out yesterday, or maybe by the time I actually upload this, it'll have been a couple of days ago. And I just thought that I should make a video and talk about some of my thoughts on it. And I don't usually get like super excited for trailers coming out. Usually I don't get around to them till like a week later or something, and I'm just super behind. But this time I was looking forward to it, and I watched it as soon as it came out, like the minute that it came out or something. So the first thing that I wanted to say about it was that it's just great to see Spider-Man back in action again. I love how he looks in action. It's good to see him, you know, fighting, swinging and everything again. And we obviously did see a little bit of that in Civil War, but I'm just super excited to see a movie that focuses fully on Spider-Man. I say that like we don't have many of those. There are plenty. But you can never have enough Spider-Man. So something else that I really love about this was that Peter Parker is just a nerdy kid. He's not a super cool guy anymore, and he's not a 30-year-old or whatever. He looks like he belongs in high school and is awkward and he makes you laugh a bit. You know, he has some flaws, and Spider-Man is supposed to have flaws because you're supposed to relate to him. But just like in the comics, when he puts the suit on, he becomes kind of a different person. I mean, not too much, but he becomes a bit more of a smartass. He starts making fun of the criminals and the villains and everything. And I think that this movie is really going to get that right. Something else that I think we're going to get a lot more of in this movie is Tony Stark. Seems like he's going to play a pretty big part in this movie. He's definitely playing as that kind of big brother, maybe uncle or whatever kind of character. He's guiding him through to the way of being a superhero. And I'm excited to see more interactions like the one where he was reaching for the door and Spider-Man thought that he was going to hug him. I think there's some great potential for some really good comedic moments through their interactions and their relationship. And playing as that big brother, father figure kind of character to Peter Parker, we see that he's trying to guide him and that he worries about him. He says that one line where he says something along the lines of, I know that you want to save the world, but you're not ready yet, you have to go to school. And so naturally he goes against Stark's recommendations of not going into action, and this really makes Spider-Man in the movie come off as really ambitious. He set out to prove everybody else wrong, to prove that he is ready, to prove that he's mature. And it really makes the movie look like it's going to be, like they said, a John Hughes kind of coming of age story. And along with that, this movie definitely looks like it's going to feel very high school. The song used in the trailer really backs that up as well, and it just makes you feel young watching it. Maybe that's just because I am young. Along with that, I just look forward to seeing Spider-Man grow up. One thing that does concern me just a little bit is his best friend character. He's not too bad, he's fine in the trailer, I like him enough, but I feel like if they use him too much, he could get a little bit annoying. But it's really early to say. I mean, we don't even know this character yet, so I guess we'll find out. Speaking of Peter Parker's relationships, it looks like the romance is going to be established, but not really focused too heavily on in this movie. I think that they're going to spare that for the later films, and I think that that is a really good way to go, if I'm correct. Now, my biggest concern has to do with the villain. As you know, the MCU is a bit infamous for having weak villains. The thing is, though, that this is Michael Keaton, and maybe he could bring it to another level. Though that being said, I didn't really think Mads Mikkelsen did that. But that brief glimpse that we saw of the Vulture disappointed me just a little bit. You know, it's not comic accurate, and no, that's not the most important thing in the world, but he just does look a little more generic than I was hoping. The one thing that really concerned me was that he's got that helmet on, and I think that that could really take away from the personality. But it's very early to say. We've only seen him for like 2 seconds in a trailer, so I'm not damning it yet. Another thing that I think is going to happen in this movie is we're going to see some familiar things. Just Spider-Man stories that are a bit cliche and everything, but I think that that's fine. This is his first movie in the MCU. So he's going to have those commitment issues with friends and not being able to tell everybody that he's Spider-Man. He's going to miss out on like schoolwork and everything, all of that cliche kind of Spider-Man stuff. But I'm excited to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man handle this. Something else that I absolutely loved about this trailer was that it looks very vibrant and colorful. This movie definitely seems like it's going to be fairly upbeat and happy, and that of course really suits the tone of the MCU and everything. I think it's going to fit right in. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was that last shot with Iron Man and Spider-Man going through the sky. Oh my god, that just looks so cool. So yeah, I think I'm really going to love this movie. This is definitely very highly anticipated for me. I think that Spider-Man Homecoming has the potential to be one of the best Spider-Mans, maybe the best. So let me know what you thought about the trailer, let me know what you thought about this kind of review of the trailer, and like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that stuff, blah blah blah. And yeah.